Hello, 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 hello. How are you doing? Welcome to Storytime with Kody. My name is Kody. Yeah, it's me. And today I have another very beautiful story to tell all of you. Are you ready for it? Let's go. Story. Once upon a time. Now, this particular story happened long ago in a faraway village at a time when animals and humans could talk to one another, when there was good communication between animals and humans. There was this particular lion that terrorized a particular village far away. That lion was the problem of the entire village. They tried as much as possible to see if they could catch this lion, but tried as they did, they never succeeded. It was just very difficult. Even on days when they stayed up in the night to wait and keep watch for the lion, they never succeeded in catching it. So some people were even, carrying rumors around that, it could be that this lion could just be a spirit lion. Maybe that is the reason why we are not getting it. It was a big problem for the entire village. So one day the king of the village came up and said, "Hey, I'm tired of this. I don't want to believe that all the able-bodied men in my village cannot capture just a single lion. Palace guard, messengers, go out into the village and call me all the able-bodied men. Call every one of them. Let everyone gather at the palace. I need to address them." Now, at the same time in the village, there was this little young man, not so little, a young man. He was always very lonely. And that is because people judged him. He was clumsy. He did things differently. Sometimes when he made mistakes, people laughed at him. They felt like, this young man, you're not very strong. Because, he was not physically strong. He was very slim and, looked really frail. But one thing they did not know was that this young man, Akachi, was a very intelligent man. He knew how to do things his own way, but nobody understood him. So most of the times he stayed on his own. Apart from helping his poor mother, work in the farm, he stayed most times on his own. So when they called people, Akachi joined them. I am a man of the family. My father is no longer alive, but if they need men from the family, I have to come out and represent. So he went when they called for the men to come to the palace. On getting to the palace, Akachi, you are here. Some of the men mocked him. "You are here in the village. What are you doing here?" When they mentioned able-bodied men, I'm not sure you were part of the team that were called. You were not part of you. Nobody expected to see you here. He felt embarrassed, but he decided to stay to listen to what the king was saying. After all, they were not the ones who called. It was the king, and he needed to stay. So the king came out and addressed them and told them, "Look, I am tired of the menace. I'm tired of all of the things that this lion is doing in this village. And I want to tell all of you, if anybody is able to bring me this lion here, dead or alive, I will reward the person greatly." Wow. The warriors were energized. They said, "Yes, I will grant whoever brings the lion to me, dead or alive, whatever you request, whatever you seek, whatever you ask for, I shall grant unto you." And all the young men left, all trying to find out what they would do, how they would do it, to make sure that they bring the lion to the king. So some of them set traps. The ones that were very strong, the warriors, went into the forest to hunt for the lion. Some of them had close encounter with the lion. They fought with the lion. Some of them got bruises. Some got killed. It was such a battle. After a very long time, nobody was able to bring the lion to the king. Akachi thought to himself, "I'm also a man. What can I do to bring the lion to the king? What exactly can I do? Hey, I need to do something to help. Apart from proving myself a man, I need to do something to help my community. What? This lion kills people. What if my mother..." The thought of the lion killing his mother scared him so much. No, he needed to do something. And then he came up with a plan. I will use baits. I will throw things so that the lion will trace it back home and will catch it. And then he remembered, the lion is very intelligent. They had tried that in the past and it never worked. So Akachi stayed up so late that day and could not sleep. And then an idea came to him. The very next day, Akachi went into the forest. He went looking for the other animals, the smaller animals, to find out exactly where the lion stayed. He did so many investigations. He spoke to different animals until they showed him the den where the lion was living. The very next day, Akachi set out. He was very brave. He did not bother. He was not concerned about whether the lion was going to eat him or not, but he knew deep within him that the lion was not going to eat him. So he went to the den and called out to the lion, "Mr. Lion, I need to have a word with you. My village is finally surrendering to you. We have decided to make you the king of the village. And by this time tomorrow, we are preparing a big feast to crown you the king of the entire village. And what comes with the kingship is that every day, someone will come to you and you will use the person as the meal of the day. You will no longer have to hunt. You will no longer have to sneak into the village. We will surrender to you live humans, hefty and very able-bodied, for you to feast on each day." The lion listened again. "Is this offer for me?" He was surprised. Wow, a human each day? Ha! Wow, so far he had eaten mostly cattle, and then occasionally, when he got lucky, he would kill maybe one human or one little child. But this time, the village is offering him an able-bodied human each day. Ha! He was happy. So he came out and he discussed with Akachi. Akachi told him everything, the plans, that the village had agreed to crown him the king and that he was to come to the palace the next day. The very next day, when Akachi got back that day, Akachi went to the king and told him, "Look, we are going to have to prepare a feast. There has to be music. It has to be very real. You need to give me some people, praise singers, who will come with me to bring the king, our supposed king, the lion, to the palace." And then he planned with the king on the next line of action. So on that day, they prepared a place where the king would sit, the lion. They made it very beautiful, decorated with mats and everything, very lovely seats. They got everything ready, and Akachi set out to bring the king. When he got there, he called out to the lion, and the lion came out. First, they put a garland around his neck, and they began to praise him. They began to sing his praise until they started taking him to the village. People were chanting his praise. He was so happy. He was finally going to be the king of this village, and he looked forward to every day of fantastic meal when he no longer had to sneak into the village to eat. When they got to the village, they chanted his praise some more. He was so energized, he danced like he never danced before. And then Akachi told him, "Hey, Your Majesty, this is where we have prepared for you to sit down. This is where the coronation is going to take place." And the lion walked majestically towards the seat where he was to be crowned the king of the entire village. And the moment he tried to sit on it, boom! He fell into a hole. Hey! He fell into a hole that had been dug for him. And the villagers came out, some of the women who were already prepared and waiting came out, and they poured hot water inside the hole. I don't want to say what happened. I know you can only imagine. But from that day, the lion never terrorized the village again. And Akachi, oh my goodness, Akachi became very famous because he was rewarded for his hard work. He was given so many things. And Akachi and his mother never lived in poverty ever again. And everybody, all the men in the village, women in the village, and everyone in the village respected him from that day on. And he lived happily ever after. The end. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and, like, share, comment. I love you. Mwah! Bye. See you next time. Mwah.